Hello, welcome to Modern Chi. I am Katie Mason here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a new series where I will dive into some bigger themes and topics, and it's just the way that I will try to process and talk aloud to walk through some of these themes that are around us, around me at least. um of course, it's not a how to guide. It's not like, oh, do it this way, but it take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So the topic that I am going to get into is procrastination, and also I am going to try to connect it with process. And you will understand why as I unfold this discussion. I hope you can type some comments and let me know what you think along the way, and also just whatever's coming at you, let me know so that we can all engage and continue the conversation and see where we go next. I feel like with procrastination, it's really about the unknowns, all the things that could happen, the limitless possibilities of things that I could, problems that I could be faced with, that then I would have to go and like make a decision about, and really a misalignment of maybe what I had envisioned in my mind, but then what would actually happen, and then the timing being off, and then criticism towards things that would occur that would mismatch from the way that I had envisioned it. And then really working on how I can trust the process. So, with this introduction, let me just jump to a simple scenario just so that I can give an example. Right now, I am traveling and I'm in this place where the water temperature is cold, but I would really like to go for a swim and then make it back successfully, and into the warmth of the home. So, with that, there are all of these steps that I would need to take, actions I would need to take, and things that could happen along the way that's creating overwhelm and anxiety. It to me, I'm thinking about almost like there's a choreography of, okay, I would do this and that, and then that next thing would take place, and so on. And I'm not trying to make this into a big deal. I'm just giving like an example. Of course, there are many different types of projects that we would all work on, and also feel like there are so many unknowns. With this, I think big part of it is the planning. It's it's then also in combination with taking action, and also feeling mentally prepared for parts of it, and then having the right tools and information with you, right? But also trusting, like I said, trusting the process. So what do I mean by all of that stuff? Okay, let's go back to the planning. The planning is sort of like, do I want to put pen to paper and write down the step by step what is going to happen when I actually do this swim thing, like step 1 to 10, whatever, okay? What are the gears, the tools that I will need for this? Am I bringing a towel? Am I bringing my key? And then where do I put those things when I'm actually in the water? Is it just me going? And also with going out, like what path am I taking, and thinking about, even there is anxiety around like who will I encounter along the way, right? And it's unknown. It's going to be a surprise. So the planning that will help me break down the steps for how I would get to the final ideal outcome that I want. And to know that to know that the success would be that I have actually done it, and that it was an experience that could be the my definition of success that I want is just to have experienced it. Then after this part, it's really mentally preparing is, of course, I don't know what's going to happen along the way because I'm just doing this for the first time. There just may be things that I will have to wait to improve on the next time I go out. So that's also there as well. It's with anything that we're new at doing, we don't know what will happen along the way. And all we can do is to take note and give ourselves the opportunity to think about what do we do next time, as well as, of course, preparing mentally to meet those surprises of having this mindset of acknowledging, okay, wow, this happened. Now, what am I going to do about it? And also to know that whatever that I will face and meet up with, that I trust that I will be able to resolve it somehow, that there will be people around me who I can reach to get help from. And this is just to also place no judgment, and even if it doesn't meet my expectation for how it would go, that I will be okay with it. I'll be fine. I will come out from it and be okay. Okay, so that's that. Now let me connect it to why I also chose process, because of course I did talk about the process, maybe like the planning is a part of the process. It could even go further out to like getting some accountability around what the project that you're working on, getting people involved and expressing to them what your plan may be, and getting some additional inspiration and ideas for how you would approach what you're doing. But of course, also the process, to me, I think about making drafts of things, like writing rough draft, writing the outline, and then writing drafts number 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10 to wherever. And with that, it's like how you, maybe as an artist, designer, you draw something, but the first one is not, maybe probably not going to be the final, like, completed thing that you, the completed work that you will present to your audience. Even if you are doing something spontaneous and impromptu, but you probably have had the practice along the way for a number of years to get to where you land for when you do that live spontaneous painting that you do. So now from there, it's really then knowing that I am a work in progress, that every day I'm trying my best, I am working on something, and then I don't like it, I make some changes to it, and then I go from there and keep going. I Now I want to take us to like the making of this video. This is my fifth draft of making this particular video. I can tell you the first one was, I had the word procrastination. I want to talk about it. No idea what I really want to say about it. There are so many things floating around in my mind. The next video I did get to the place of, it really would make sense for me to take it to process and how I would connect the two. Then the next video was where I then was able to walk through the outline of what I do want to include. And then the next one was about kind of cutting down, editing things out that don't make sense, and then trying to engage and be present and be in the flow of what I'm doing right now. So this is just like my way of expressing myself, of wanting to show a bit of like behind the scenes of how my brain is thinking and working and walking through these like bigger ideas that I am hearing from what's around me. I hope that was interesting to you. Please then leave a comment and let me know what came up for you. Do you have a question? And this is where I'm landing it. This is where I have arrived, and I'm good with this. So yes, please be sure to subscribe to go on this journey with me as I make fresh videos on making sense of what's going on in my world, and hopefully it connects to yours, and the conversation is never over. So see you at the next one.